Listening to your wife, why it makes her feel so loved. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video will make you understand why your wife wants you to listen to her. This video will also showcase how your listening makes your wife feel loved by you. It is a harsh reality that you do not listen to your wife. Do you know that when you do not listen to your wife, she feels very unloved and uncared by you? You make your wife feel lonely and lost when you do not listen to her when she interacts with you. Can listening to your wife really make her feel loved? Yes, it will. Are you wondering how? Shall we see through an example? Let us suppose you are talking to someone. How will you feel when the person you're talking to looks everywhere except at you? You feel that you're being insulted by that person. You feel the person point blankly shows that he finds you boring and disinteresting, blatantly and openly. But suppose the person you're talking with listens attentively to what you have to say. You now feel that you're being respected and valued by that person. You like interacting with that person. This is the superpower of listening. You like to be listened to by your wife, don't you? Then you should realize the simple fact that your wife too wants you to listen to her. A husband who listens to his wife is a good husband. This is what your wife feels. But mostly you do not listen to what your wife has to say, as you find everything she talks is pure nonsense. You never realize that when you do not listen to your wife, she feels used and neglected by you. You also make many communication mistakes when your wife interacts with you. You maintain stoic silence when your wife talks to you about her problems. If at all you listen to your wife, you clearly show that your concentration on what she's saying is only half-hearted. When your wife eagerly talks with you, you scarcely look at her. Your concentration is more on your TV, mobile phones or video games. You do not reply properly to the queries of your wife. You only mumble monosyllables, the habit your wife hates in you. I might as well be talking to a wall. This is what your indifferent reactions to the interaction of your wife makes her feel. Can you see that you make your wife terribly hurt and emotionally wounded by your closed ears and clamped lips? It is surprising you were all ears to your wife before your marriage. It is because you found your wife very interesting before marriage. With no responsibilities towards your wife before your marriage, you talked excitedly and listened attentively to her. But after your marriage, the whole scenario of your relationship changes. Your responsibilities pile up. You also become answerable to your wife. And when your wife questions you, you do not like it a wee bit. So you become silent and taciturn with your wife. You become non-communicative towards your wife. You stop listening to what your wife has to say to you as you feel it will create troubles for you. You also feel that your wife talks only about some serious family problems. And you dislike getting involved in family issues as you feel it might create a big headache for you. You make the mistake of looking away when your wife is talking to you, making her feel totally ignored. Your lips are pulled down in disdain when your wife talks about your problems, making her feel that you are contemptuous towards her emotions. You reply only in monosyllables to your wife, showing how disinterested you are in conversing with her. You look straight ahead when your wife is looking at you and talking, and making her feel dejected and miserable. You also hide your face behind a newspaper, pretending to read it, making your wife feel gloomy and lost. Such bad body language clearly shows your self-centeredness and selfishness. You're only making your wife feel ignored. An ignored wife can be quite a handful. You should understand that your wife comes to you with her problems only because she feels that you will support and share her feelings. But sadly, your wife never gets your emotional support, nor does she get your listening ears. You find it boring to interact with your wife because you're thinking about everything from your male perspective. What interests your wife might not interest you. What bothers your wife might not bother you. But it is your duty to listen to your wife. All your wife craves from you is your loving attention. What could be the real reasons behind you escaping from interacting with your wife? The blunt reason is you want to escape from family problems. You want to sidestep from getting involved in family financial issues. You do not want to be caught in any of your family's hassles and issues. These are all grave selfish male mistakes. You're missing a magical tool when you do not listen to your wife. Yes, listening to your wife is the simplest way to make her feel loved by you. Listening to your wife is not difficult and complicated as you think it to be. It is quite simple, provided you take interest in what your wife has to say to you. You might be watching TV, playing video games when your wife comes to you with some problems. You should instantly switch off the TV. When you do so, it immediately conveys to your wife the message that she has your full attention. You should turn your body towards her. It shows your wife that you're eagerly waiting to listen to her. You should have direct eye contact with your wife. Your direct eye contact shows your wife that your attention is unflinching and unwavering. The eye should never ever shift its attention from your wife, as your shifty eye speaks volumes of your disinterest. You should utter words of consolation if your wife is sharing her problems with you. Hug your wife to show that you will always support her. Never ever cut short your wife when she's talking with you, as it's the worst possible way to insult her. Are these listening tricks difficult to practice for you? Absolutely not. These simplest of simple tricks just show your wife that you like listening to her. When you're listening, it makes your wife feel that she has married an excellent and understanding husband. How does a successful marriage happen? It is when both listen to each other's problems. You should understand the simple fact that your wife as a woman is very emotional. This is the reason she wants to share her problems with you. Your wife feels that she has a friend and a guide in you when you listen to her thoughts and feelings. Your wife loves you when you laugh in her joy and sympathize with her woes. In all her tense moments, your wife needs a pillar of strength in you. Become her strength. It intensifies her love for you. Your wife feels emotionally secure and psychologically intimate with you when you listen to her. Did this video make you understand that you must be listening if you want to make your wife feel loved? Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever until death do us part your relationship goal.